searching your heart, don't be afraid to ask the Most High to search your heart. And understanding that the divine knows that we deal with life, worries, and anxiety that physically and emotionally brings us down. Proverbs chapter 12 verses 25 states, "Anxiety in a man's heart weighs it down, but a good word cheers it up," highlighting the power of encouragement. Turning to the Most High, relying on your faith and having the knowing, and shifting your focus towards praise and meditation rather than the circumstances that you're in. Matthew chapter 11 verse 28 explains that the Most High offers comfort to those who are struggling. When we consider Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 10, that explains how the Most High searched the heart and test the mind to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his deeds. Psalms chapter 139 verse 1 and 2 speaks of God searching a person, knowing them intimately. So when I say people be sheep's in wolf's clothing, putting that mask on, God already knows their heart. With me, I ask God to search my heart every day. He knows my heart. You know, when I wasn't connected to him, he still knew my heart. He knows our heart when we're connected to him and when we're not connected to him. He knew everything that I went through, showed me everything I needed to heal. You know, when you get those thoughts of your past, that's a sign of him telling you to reflect on it. But some people turn to drugs, turn to alcohol, to not even think about it. But that's what's God reflecting it back to you. That's the issue. Just face it and tell him how you feel. You know, how it made you feel. And a reason as to why you're like that. You know? But at the same time, you can ask him to cleanse you, to take what's not good out of you, cleanse it. I promise you he will. And it's not a one-day conversation. So many people be distracted with life. They forget the most important thing, to pray. And prayer only takes at least 5 minutes to at least acknowledge him. You know, acknowledge him of his good deeds. You can thank him for getting you through the day. Thank you for the meal that you received. Like he did that. We think we have control over our lives. We don't. We don't. And with me, I just try to stay in the flow. And I recognize the combative spirits that come at me due to the fact that it's not the person, it's the entity attached to that person. I have to look at it at a higher perspective and understand how entities attach to people. Then you have to think about it. If you're combative with people, nasty to people, disrespectful to people, and some people do it in a nice way, and that's sad, just to see how they could trigger another person. That's an entity that's attached to them, that makes them do that, that controls them. They don't even realize it. You know? You just have to be aware. Be aware of the people around you, because that entity could use everyone around you to attack you. I mean, God opened my eyes to a lot. I mean, put it right in my face. Made me pay attention to my family. Made me pay attention to my friends. Made me pay attention to the people at my job. I mean, the community. Like, you have to look around and be vigilant. He just showing you, that's it. You know? And like those that suffer with the lust spirit, the spirit of lust, that Jezebel spirit, you have to pay attention to the people that you interact with. Watch how lustful they are around you. You know, like for me, like when dudes used to approach me, man, that's the first thing come out their mouth is sex. You could tell what type of spirit that you're dealing with. If they can't talk about anything more than sex, that's something is attached to that person. You know, you gotta be vigilant and understand that you're more than just sex. And I know a lot of us know that we're more than just sex. But the test comes when that person have that entity attached to them try to entice you. Are you going to be tricked out of your free will? Or are you going to flee from it? Flee from sin. That's what it says in the Bible. You know? And with my thing, you know, I understood that I was dealing with a lust spirit or a Jezebel spirit. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, with me, most of my relationships was built on just sex. I realized that, like, okay, are we doing anything else other than this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to recognize what the issue was. But that energy, even when I left that person and found another person, that same energy was within that other person. And I'm like, what? So what I did was I stood in my power. I called it out. And it confused the person that I was with. But at the same time, I understood the assignment of what I was dealing with. You know? All that enticement and everything. I stood strong in my power. And it fled. Now that I'm celibate, I got all my sexual energy. Turn it into creativity. You know? But I know when God gonna send me my divine partner. I know what cues to pay attention to. You know? I understood where I was going wrong in life and how I was doing things wrong and how I didn't invite the Most High into my relationships. I invited him into everything else, but I didn't invite him into my relationships. So that's what allowed the Jezebel spirit and the lust spirit to just run rampant in my life. I wasn't giving my body away, but I was choosing people that had that attachment, that attached to me, that had, you know, when you have sex, you have a spiritual cord attached to you from that person. So just imagine how this world is today. And people be like, oh, I'm a pimp, I'm a this, I'm a this. I got these many women, I got these many dudes. How many cord attachments you got? You attached to all of them. And then the sad part is you feel what they feel because you feeling their energy on top of yours. And it's not going to be easy to cut those cords, those energetic cords, I promise you. But consistency is key. Research what your angels do for you. I call on my Archangel Michael to sever any energetic cords attached to me, known and unknown, that's not for my highest good. Sever those cords and never allow them to reattach. And then call back your energy. Because some is like energy vampires, like they say, but it's a certain type of entity that they call. I don't know if it's incubus or succubus that drains your energy. You know? Like when you have sexual energy with your partner, you shouldn't feel depleted. You should feel energized because you guys are giving each other energy. Just pay attention because it's real. Spiritual warfare is so real. We looking at what we see, but we not looking at it from a spiritual aspect. But now I learned to look at things from a higher perspective, and that's a spiritual perspective versus what's in front of me. This is what we battling on this earthly plane, because they're roaming. They are roaming. I just wanted to bring that up to you due to the fact that God knows our heart. But then once you heal it, God gonna reflect. He gonna reflect all the partners. He gonna reflect to you like your childhood, because it all stems from our childhood of how we learn things. I had to think about like, dang, it was a lot of women around me telling me to use men and all this. That's the devil using them to trick you out of your free will. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of things that goes on that we don't even know spiritually, because they could use your best friend. They could use your auntie. They could use your mom. They could use your dad. They could use your community. Even the Jezebel spirit and the lust spirit is roaming in churches. It's crazy. Like, I had a situation where it was a man in a wheelchair, right? And I helped him, to get to the cafeteria and stuff, because I knew that